DMR DEATHGRIP Brendog style. Check it out. So this grip is a little thicker than most standard grips. So for instance, I've got my old rental bars in my hand here, which are running the ODI Elite Flow. So I got the waffle underneath and then this diamond pattern on top. These are half worn. They're not old. The ODI I'm talking about, half worn. Actually, not even close to half worn really. They're just run in. Now these feel really good. They're kind of my go-to grips at the moment. I do like the lizard skin charges, which are basically this waffle the whole way across. But I was given these death grips from Rushy at Rushy's bicycle servicing. So Rushy, thank you very much, man. These are quite good. I demoed some in the grey, I believe, so a different colour. They weren't really grip. There wasn't a lot of grip there. So he got me some in black to test out. And first impressions were they're quite thick. So if we just look at it grip for grip, thickness, I'll put it on the end here. So grip for grip, thickness. It doesn't look like it's much thicker, but it certainly is. It's certainly a thicker grip. It's a bigger handful, which at first I wasn't too sure about. It just feels, everything feels bigger and thicker. But after riding, they feel, I like the size. I think that little bit of extra thickness or girth, I guess you'd say, is welcome. Is definitely welcome. If you got small hands, you probably won't like them that much. But my hands are average size. I don't have big. I kind of got girly hands, to be honest. If you have a look at my hands, they're not. I could almost be a hand model. Let's be honest. If my fingers weren't so crooked, I could be a model. But anyway, yeah, thickness, a little bit thicker than the ODI. I like it. I like that thickness. If you're a big dude and you hate standard size grips, these are probably going to be perfect. Big, fat Sasquatch hands. You're probably going to enjoy these grips for sure. Now, one thing is, I mentioned briefly just before about the grip on the coloured version versus these black ones. Now, the black ones initially felt like they had more grip than the coloured ones, but still not on par with what I get out of these. Now, I wash my bikes with CT18 super wash or truck wash, whatever you want to call it. It's called super wash these days. But I wash my tyres with it as well. And if I get a demo bike with tyres that have been sitting for a while or don't feel very grippy, but I know that the compound is grippy, I'll scrub them with CT18 and it brings the compound out like new. It makes them so tacky and grippy again. And it happens with all my grips. If I wash them with CT18, they come up super grippy. So these, it took probably 2 or 3 washes before they came alive. And now they feel exactly how I want a grip to feel this. They don't feel plasticky. Before they felt a little bit plasticky. They don't feel plasticky at all. It's like now that I've used them a little bit and bedded them in a little bit, I've worn that plastic cover off. And also I'd say that the CT18, the washing of the grips, has made them more supple and definitely, this rubber here for instance, that's softer. Before it was kind of hard and a little bit harsh on your hands. Now that they've softened up, these grips are phenomenal. They're the perfect amount of girth, they're perfect amount of thickness, and not too sure about the waffle here. I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. It kind of does, like that waffle feels a lot softer and a lot friendlier on your hand than this does. This is softened up now, so it's no worries. But as new, if your thumb was here on this rippled diamond surface, I feel like it'd be easier to develop a little bit of a blister just on your thumb there. But this that little waffle just makes them super comfortable. It's not really helping grip wise at all. All your grip's coming from the outside of the grip. So you see where my hand is. I like to run my hand right on the edge of the grip as well. So you can't see any grip hanging out there. So, which is also a big positive for the single clamp situation. When you got a clamp on the outside as well, you've got a metal piece on the outside. So these ODIs are the same. They don't have a clamp on the outside, they just bevel out. So they're really good. when you got a clamp on the outside, when you slam into trees or clip a tree or clip a fence or something like that, you pinch your hand between, so the front of your hand, between the tree and this hard piece of metal, which always, it's basically a pinch flat or a snake bite, double pinch flat. So your finger gets torn open. I've torn both my pinkies open with stuff like that. With these rubber ones, it's a much, well, it's not much better, but it is better. It's when you hit, you've got, your fingers in between a tree and a soft spot instead of a tree and a hard place. So it just takes a little bit of that heat off of the pinching, maybe less cuts, less overall damage when you do have those little bingles, and it's just grip all the way to the edge. So who knows when you're going to need that grip right on the edge there, but it's there for you. So the negative of these is they'll hang over an extra 5 to 7 mil either side generally. So if you've cut your bars to 760 and you got 5 mil either side, your overall grip is going to be at 770. So something to keep in mind as well. I cut my bars, these ones, at 760. Generally I'd cut them at 750 and have the grips hang over to make it 760. But experimenting with a little bit wide, and it feels fine. Probably could do with a little bit narrower for sure. I'll probably end up lopping them, but they're cool. The race faces that I've got are 740 plus the grip, so they're at about 750, which is it's good, but it's almost a little bit narrow. So I think 760 overall is perfect for me. Anyway, DMR grip. These have come alive and they feel absolutely killer. So super happy with them. I'm going to run them into the ground. There's no need to take them off and put my old ones back on, because they're as good in terms of grip and better in terms of just a little bit thicker. So a little bit more to hang on to. Shout out Rushy, thanks man. These are cool.